We've evacuated everyone we could to Bajor, and we're setting up a base there to coordinate our counterattack against the Dominion. I won't lie to you, though. It's not gonna be easy. We were caught completely off guard by Karakan and his fleet, and the Bajorans are none too pleased to have house guests. We must balance the needs of the civilian populace with those of the Starfleet and Klingon forces currently on the surface. Starfleet needs all the help it can get planet-side right now. Transport down to our staging area on Bajor. You'll find me there. Captain Kurland will join us as soon as he can.
Understood, Commander Achibe. I'll meet you on the surface shortly. The sooner we start sifting through this mess, the sooner we'll get Deep Space Nine back from the Dominion. Miodrag, out. Greetings.
Welcome back to our fair capital of Hathen, sir. Commander Messia Chabi asked me to inform her when you had arrived. She's waiting for you in her office at the Starfleet base.
Thank you, Chief. Let her know I am on my way. Looks like the situation is more rowdy than the last time I was here. This must be the street where Commander Achibe's office is located. I should turn right here. Ah, here we are. Lieutenant Commander Miodrag reporting in, ma'am.
Welcome back to Bajor, Lieutenant Commander. This will be our base of operations while we work to retake DS9. I need you to give me your best here. Everyone needs to be in top shape for the counterattack on DS9. But before that can happen, we need to make sure this base is fully operational. We're guests here on Bajor, but the locals don't view us that way. I thought that Bajor joining the Federation would be a step in the right direction, but the Bajorans in this city seem to think this is the second coming of the Cardassian occupation. Be on your best behavior and try to do all you can to smooth some of the ruffled feathers. A civilian uprising is a headache I don't need. I'll have something for you later. Report to Jarell Cav first. She'll know what tasks are most critical.
Understood, Commander. I will head her way straight away. Bye for now, Commander. You must be Lieutenant Jarell Cav. Commander Achibe says you need help with something.
Great to see you. We can use all the help we can get here. The attack on DS9 has put everything here into a tailspin. We're setting up a base to coordinate the campaign to take the station back, but it's slow going. This area of the city is older and it doesn't have the infrastructure we need. Good thing we have experienced officers like you, sir, who know how to proceed in situations such as these. So, there is a lot of hostility from the local population, and unfortunately some of our Klingon guests have been responding in kind. I don't need trouble, but I don't want to get the militia involved. This should be something we can handle on our own. Could you go out and calm a few hotheads down?
Of course, Lieutenant. I'll go and see what I can do. Hope they will come to their senses. Alright, everybody, calm down.
Starfleet Paydock, you don't get to order me to calm down. We are Klingon warriors, not some craven Ferengi.
Well, right now you are dishonoring yourselves and your great empire. There's glory to be had elsewhere.
Fine, we will go, for now.
I better go and de-escalate the situation at the checkpoint I passed not long ago. Alright, good. I'm not late. Hey, what's going on here?
I'm supposed to keep everyone without authorization from going past this point. But the Klingons are insisting that they don't need permission from Colonel Kubas to move about the city. I'm scared. Does that make me a coward? I want to be strong, but one of these Klingons just threatened to show me my own intestines. Please, can't you just convince them to go someplace else?
Hey, it's okay. Do not worry, I got your back. I will go talk to them and try to defuse this situation. I need you to stand down, right now. This is helping nobody here.
Stand down. I am a Klingon warrior. I will not be penned like an animal.
No, of course not. But this escalation is only helping Dominion and the Jem'Hadars.
Alright, fine Paytalk. I will leave for now and focus on those Jem'Hadar.
You also, guys. I need you to clear this area. There is victory and glory to be earned fighting Jem'Hadar, not these people.
Fine, Starfleet. We are going back to our ship. We had more fun up there anyway.
I have managed to smooth out the situation between the Klingons and the locals, at least for now.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. I am glad you were here to sort it out. Now, we have several holodeck training programs developed for Advanced Tactical Training Program as an introduction to ground combat against Dominion opponents. You can use the holodeck here to run the program. And remember, sir, we have a lot that needs to be done here on Bajor, so if I may, do not go and spend your whole day in the holodeck.
Don't worry, Lieutenant. I will do what's absolutely necessary and best for our situation. I will be back shortly. Computer, load up the advanced training program Jem'Hadar 01.
Program is loaded and ready to run. Please proceed when ready. Begin.
Oh man, I miss being on holodeck. Even my bridge officers look real.
That's because we are real Adriatic. They've sent us for training as well.
Oops, my bad guys, sorry. Now, let's go have some fun. Let's take cover behind this crate for a better defensive position.
Here's more of them, sir.
Open fire on them.
Training simulation complete.
Computer, show us the exit. We are ready to go out.
You may proceed when ready.
So, the training program is finished. I haven't had fun in a while like this. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Excellent. I am glad to hear that, sir. Someday I might switch to the command track and try to become a ship commander myself. Until then, the holodeck is enough for me. Thanks to you, sir, we have everything under control here at the base. You should head out into the city to help the Bajorans. Colonel Kubu's pull of the militia has been asking for assistance. Find him and he should be able to point you in the right direction. We couldn't have done this without you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, do not mention it, Lieutenant. All in day's work. Now, if you will excuse me, I got to find Colonel. Look after yourself, Lieutenant. Until next time.
Lieutenant Commander, welcome. I wish we had met under better circumstances. This whole DS9 situation troubles me, and having Starfleet here on Bajor has opened up some old wounds. And letting the Klingon come down too, that's just like dropping a plasma torch into a deuterium tank. What we need to do now is convince people that they're safe and that we have this situation under control.
Why are people upset by our arrival? I mean, it's been 41 years now since the Cardassian occupation has ended.
Our world has changed more in the past 50 years than it did in the 500 years before it. The end of the occupation, the return of the emissary, the Dominion War, joining the Federation, the Undine, the war with the Klingon. Bajor is a different planet now. Some would say it has changed too much.
Well, what can I do then, sir? How can I help to at least soften this whole situation?
Well, there's a lot of people here who aren't happy about Starfleet establishing a base here and allowing the KDF to stay as well. My people have always been touchy about outsiders and the occupation, and the Dominion War just made that worse. There's a protester by the fountain stirring up the crowd, and we'll have a riot on our hands if we don't put a stop to it. Talk to him. Don't violate his right to free speech and assembly, but maybe you can convince him that Starfleet isn't the return of the Cardassians.
Of course, sir. I would be happy to. We need to show Bajorans that we aren't here to conquer Bajor or enslave them like Cardassians did. Right. I'll be on my way now, sir. Hope this goes smoothly. Good day to you, sir. What seems to be the problem here?
The Bajoran people will not stand for another hostile occupation. The Cardassians did enough damage to our world. We deserve peace, prosperity, and the right to govern ourselves.
But we do not want to occupy Bajor, sir.
Well, that's what you all say. Prove to me and these people here that you don't intend to occupy this planet.
Well, for start, I can say that Bajor and Bajoran people have a very rich culture. Starfleet is united in its diversity and celebrates the richness of cultures of races that are part of Federation.
The first thing that Cardassians did during the occupation was to try and remove all sense of our cultural identity. When the Cardassians came, our artists and entertainers were forced to work as slaves. The rural way of life that had sustained us for countless generations was destroyed along with our farmlands. And when the Jara caste system was abolished, our society was left in a disaster. Artists became soldiers, and soldiers turned into farmers and bakers. We lost knowledge that had been handed down for generations, and the people were left to struggle through life as best as they could.
Where there is will, there is a way. Bajoran people that I met are very proud and resourceful. You guys accomplished so much in so little time, and thanks to your own effort, most of famine and hunger was eliminated. You guys are also very creative. You will always find a way to express yourself through art and other forms of entertainment. Another part I admire about Bajoran people are its spirituality and your connection to the prophets. I myself am religious. I know something about it.
One of the worst side effects of the occupation was the loss of faith among Bajorans. We have followed the teachings of the prophets for thousands of years. During the Cardassian rule, however, our religious leaders were executed and our monasteries were closed. The atrocities that we experienced made it difficult for anyone to believe in the prophets. What's even worse is that the emissary allowed the path to the Celestial Temple to be closed during the Dominion War. People turned to the parades to have their prayers answered.
The prophets never abandoned Bajor. Speak to them, and they will answer, always. As for these worldly matters, the Bajoran government is stable. They don't need us to tell them what to do.
The Cardassians were able to pit Bajoran against Bajoran by starving us and depriving us of our basic rights. The Federation rules us now. You guys may be kinder than the Cardassians, but you are still the occupiers. Look at our history since the occupation. The Circle, the Coma, the Maquis, thousands of our young people joining Starfleet to fight the Dominion and the Empire. Our only art now is violence.
The Bajoran people are very brave, and you guys did what you had to do in order to survive. Nothing wrong with that. And in life, everyone chooses their own path. If there is ever a time that Bajor doesn't wish to be a part of Federation anymore, Bajor will be free to go anytime it wants. Bajor and Bajoran people have suffered long enough, and it is time for you guys to finally set out to the future. Time to make new memories, new stories, and pass down new knowledges to the future generations if the old ones are lost. Time to make a new, true, and meaningful friendship, sir. And I can tell you wholeheartedly that Federation truly wants to be a best friend to the Bajor and Bajoran people, to show you that there is a better way to go through life than that what Bajoran people have experienced in the last 90 years.
I guess you were right there, mister.
Miodrag Milisalevich, sir.
I guess I was just focused on bad things our people have gone through, that I failed to see the potential and possibilities available to us. Thank you for that, young man. May the prophets ever watch over you.
You are welcome, sir. We are always here for Bajor.
I've heard some of what you had to say to those protesters. Excellent work. I think people will be a bit more at ease now.
Just need to remind people that we are in this life together. Now, is there anything else I can help you with, sir?
As a matter of fact, there is. I've been contacted by Vedic Assembly and they allowed you to contact prophets through the Orb of Prophecy and Change. This is a great honor but is also a great responsibility. Many people want to know why the prophets didn't intervene to stop the Jem'Hadar from attacking Deep Space Nine. I know the prophets would never abandon us. They must have a reason for why they didn't act. It is up to you to carry their message back to us.
Understood, sir. I will head to the temple right away. Hopefully we can get some answers on why the minion came through just now and why haven't they been stopped by the prophets. I will have an answer soon, hopefully, sir. Here we go again. Seems to me I always get the easiest of the assignments. Good day, ma'am. Okay, here goes nothing. Why have the prophets seen fit to allow the Jem'Hadar to come through the wormhole?
You are not grateful. We saved Bajor at the Cisco's insistence. It cost him dearly.
We moved the fleet, but we needed to put it back.
A hand that remains closed
ceases to be a hand.
The fleet needs to exist, as you must return.
This changes things. The fleet is temporarily displaced from the time of the Minion War. I better go and see Colonel Kubus. Well, I managed to speak with the Prophet, sir. I think we need to change our strategy against the Jem'Hadar. The entire fleet is temporarily displaced from the time of the Dominion War. No wonder they have occupied the Deep Space Nine. They must think the war is still going on.
Well, consider yourself blessed and lucky, Lieutenant Commander. The prophets don't speak to everyone. You better go and report to Commander Achebi. She also needs your help with something.
Understood, sir. I'm glad to have met you and I am grateful to be here and part of the recovery team for Bajoran people.
Look after yourself, Lieutenant Commander. Days ahead may prove to be hard. May the prophets smile upon you always.
Thank you, sir. And may they smile upon you as well. Hope we get a chance to meet again. I am back, Commander. Colonel Kubus said you have an assignment for me.
Yes, I do need your assistance, Lieutenant Commander.
Well, what can I assist you with, ma'am?
We've managed to set up a subspace relay outside in the courtyard. I need you to try to pick up any transmissions coming from Deep Space Nine. We need intel. Anything we can learn about the state of things on the station will help.
Understood, ma'am. I will see what I can find out. Alright, let's see what we can snoop in. Wait, I think I've got a signal.
Hey, who is this? How did you find this channel?
Wait, don't terminate this communication. I'm a friend.
Oh wait, I know you. I recognize you from earlier. You were in our bar. I saw you talking to that Defri ambassador. I'm Hadron, the bartender at Quark's. This is my alternate subspace communication channel. I use it for business matters. Legitimate, legal business. Sometimes I don't want Corlin and company listening in on my dealings, but that doesn't make them any less legitimate.
Listen, can you tell me anything about the Jem'Hadar on the station?
They're terrible for business. There are a lot of them. They're mean. They don't eat or drink, and they brought Ketracel White with them. The Vora with them has been in once or twice. Always orders tullaberries, never talks, and never pays. My profits are going down the drain. Hey, you guys are planning on coming back, right? Bringing the fleet back to kick these guys out? I need actual paying customers. I'll even give a discount on all drinks for the first hour after the station is reclaimed. Top shelf drinks excluded, of course.
As a matter of fact, we are taking Deep Space Nine back, but we need your help.
The Jem'Hadar Alpha is named Karukin. He's a real rough customer, the biggest and the meanest one of them all. He's got a Vorta with him. Her name is Loris. She's tough, but she hasn't gone out of her way to make our lives miserable. She's allowing those of us who didn't evacuate to stay, but only if we toe the line and don't give the Jem'Hadar any trouble. Honestly, how is a businessman supposed to make a living like this? The weird part is that they think the Dominion War is still going on. I heard Loris and Karukin talking. They expected an entire Dominion fleet to be here waiting for them and a changeling to be in charge. It's crazy. They've been hauling people in for questioning, and teams of Jem'Hadar have been tearing the station apart looking for this captive changeling.
Thanks for your help, Hadron. Next time I'm DS9, I'll make sure to tip you a few strips of latinum. We'll return as soon as possible, but you'll need to hold on for a little while longer.
Gee, easier said than done. Better make it a whole gold-pressed latinum bar for a tip.
Don't push it, Hadron. Now I have to leave now. Stay safe. Commander, I managed to make a contact with a Ferengi bartender named Hadron who works over at Quark's bar. Apparently, the Jem'Hadar soldiers are led by a Jem'Hadar Alpha called Karukan and female Vorta named Loris. They still think the Dominion War is going on, and they expected to find a changeling in charge of Deep Space Nine. Now that makes sense when the Prophet said they have moved the fleet. But of course, this is temporarily displaced Dominion fleet. Why else would they think the war is going on and the changeling is in charge at Deep Space Nine? Doesn't Starfleet have a female changeling in custody from the war times?
That's an interesting development. I'll keep in further touch with Hadron. Maybe he can get more information to us. Temporarily displaced or not, they are Dominion, and that still makes them dangerous, Lieutenant Commander. We need to clear up this confusion pronto! Maybe they'll be willing to leave the station peacefully if we convince them that the war has been over for decades. I think we are ready to contact DS9 and try to talk to the leaders of the Dominion fleet. I want you to be our contact. Captain Kurland is already waiting for you in the communications room.
Yes, ma'am. I'll head over to the communications room right away. We have no time to lose, and better to do it sooner rather than later. Hailing Deep Space Nine on an encrypted channel, sir. Putting it on screen now.
Who is this? What do you want?
Let's not be so hasty, Karukan. They obviously went to a great deal of trouble to contact us. I am Loris of the Dominion, temporary governor of Deep Space Nine. How can I help you?
Thank you for agreeing to talk, Loris. I am Captain James Kurland of the Federation Space Station Deep Space Nine. It is my hope that we can find a peaceful resolution to this conflict.
Of course, Captain. You want your station back. But this is a war, and your station is my prize.
I know this will be hard for you to accept, but there is no war. It's been over for decades. Your fleet was diverted when you attempted to pass through the wormhole. The Prophets... There is a great deal we have to explain, but please understand, we are not your enemies.
I am not a fool, Captain. We have reviewed the records in DS9's databanks. Why should I believe this fantasy of profits and time travel? Show me proof that what you say is true.
Sir, if I may. Well, Loris, I believe we can prove to you with this record from the end of the Dominion War that we are speaking the truth.
The Dominion War continued after a combined Starfleet and Klingon force retook DS9. When the Romulans entered the war on our side, things began to turn. The Dominion recruited the Breen to their cause, but the disease that was attacking the Founders put them on the defensive. They ultimately retreated out of most of the Alpha Quadrant, creating a defense perimeter in Cardassian space. Soon after, a Cardassian official named Damar led a rebellion on Cardassia Prime, breaking the standoff. The Dominion was forced to surrender.
Do not try to deceive me. That cannot be what happened. Why should I believe these recordings are real?
If you analyze these video recordings, Loris, you will see that they are authentic and not forgeries.
You make a persuasive argument, but I'm not completely convinced. Historical records can be interpreted in many ways. You may be using evidence that supports your premise, and ignoring anything that does not.
Loris, is there any way we can convince you to leave DS9 peacefully?
Enough! I will consider your arguments carefully, but you must understand that I am under orders as well. The Founders gave me specific instructions before I left the Gamma Quadrant. I accept that may have been many years ago. Nevertheless, mere time cannot countermand the commands of the gods. We are attempting to contact the Dominion in the Gamma Quadrant. As of yet, we have been unsuccessful. Until I speak to a Founder and receive new orders, we will remain here. Deep Space Nine belongs to the Dominion.
We did the best we could, Captain Kurland. The ball is on their side of the court now. Well, we managed to establish a contact with them, Commander. I would say it went as smooth as it could, considering the circumstances.
Thank you for all of your assistance. Now that we know more about the current situation on DS9, we can decide on how to best take a tactical advantage. There is only one end to this scenario, and that is that we retake Deep Space Nine. There is no other acceptable alternative.
We should consider every single angle and option available to us, Commander, before we go on a path with no return. I will see you soon, Commander.